All right. Well, welcome to my YouTube channel, everyone. I'm Lachelle Yulee. I'm a master esthetician, and this is Conversations with Lachelle. And today's guest is one of the veterans and consummate professionals in our skincare industry, Lanice Stoker. Lanice Stoker is a master esthetician. She owns a studio and spa, Le Spa Lanice. She's in Dallas, Texas. And I just want her to continue to tell you a little bit more about herself. Lanice, first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So tell us a little bit about your start in this industry, in this career, because you are an esthetician and you were known for skin, and now you're known for something in particular, which is skin tags. So just kind of tell us a little bit about your journey of how you got from there to where you are now.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Lanice Stoker. I am the owner of award-winning Lace by Lanice Spa and Boutique,
Let me be
located in
clear.
Dallas, Texas. I am the 2023 Beauty Entrepreneur of the Year here in
Yep.
my city, and I'm super honored to be here with Lachelle.
Yeah.
I have been an esthetician for the past 9 years full time, and my story is a bit interesting. I started just doing lash extensions as a side hustle
Mm.
and really realized I come from corporate retail background. I was a buyer in fashion at first, and I just wanted an additional stream of income. So lashes was all the craze back then. And so I took a class with an esthetician, and because back then it was okay. Let me say that it is not okay to do lashes at your house. I'm gonna say that on the legal standpoint, you definitely need a license. But I was looking at it as a additional stream of income for me. And fast forward, it started to just take off. And that's when I said, you know what? Maybe I can quit my corporate job and get my license and do this full time. And that's kind of what happens in a small on a small scale. I end up getting laid off from corporate, which definitely sparked my energy to go fast forward with becoming an esthetician. So of
Interesting.
course, yeah, go ahead.
Interesting. No, no, no. I have to jump in because I've noticed, well, first of all, when I hear people leave a corporate job to start aesthetics work, because our work is just, it's, it takes a while to grow.
Absolutely.
So first thing that I'm thinking is, wow, you had structure coming into the business, and that's why you're able to be where you are in terms of your structure in the business. We'll get down that road later. But
Mhm.
what made you? What was it in the buying of fashion? Did it slow down, and you decided for extra money, or did you just said, I'm working, but I still want more money, more streams of income. Let me try this lash extensions. How did you do that? And why? Why did you? What was going on there?
I actually have a travel addiction. And so I wanted to have a travel fund. So I was going to work an additional job or find another stream of income so I can put money to my travel fund. And my current job I wasn't able to travel like I wanted, but I wanted to do something fun. And so once I learned lash extensions, though it was not fun when I first learned, it was so hard, by the
Yeah.
way.
I
I
tried
was
to do that
like,
too. It was hard. I was like, I that's not my jam.
yes. So I was like, but I don't like wasting my money. I had paid this esthetician to teach me. And what sparked me was to actually get my money back, at least get a return on my investment. And I think a lot of people in our industry may start in our industry and think things are going to magically work. You're going to be booked as soon as you get your license, and then that's it. But no, you have to crawl before you walk. This is a grind and hustle, especially at the
Ooh.
beginning. And there's ebbs and flows in our business. So you can't just expect to jump out and be this master esthetician, right? You have to have that passion in your soul about
And
our
and
industry.
also diligence, also self-commitment, also
Of course.
consistency, also patience, because that's what I'm hearing with you. People don't
Mhm.
realize, like, you don't get to where you are and where some of us are without those fundamental characteristics. And that's what I'm hearing right now. Could you talk a little bit about some of your more rougher times in the beginning? Because I don't think we hear about that enough. And I know that a lot of estheticians, if they're listening to this, especially new ones, are going to, they're in that space of that 3 to 5 year space, building the clientele. It gets slow, the ebbs and flow. Talk about that before you became Lace by Lanice Spa.
Yes. I think what sparked me to keep going, number one, is family. I had a daughter that was kind of my inspiration and wanting to leave a legacy. I realized that I was the first person in my family to be an entrepreneur. So I kind of took that responsibility on my own to create something that was professional, that I could actually build a business, and it can be duplicatable. And so that was a spark for me to do it. And then it's hard because nobody knows you. It's millions of us out here. Let's be clear. But what are you doing to stand out? What is your niche? What is something in our huge industry that, whether it's your professionalism, your branding, from offering water or wine coming into the spa, what is your unique identifier as an esthetician? That's what's going to help you grow. And I believe that that is one of the things that kept me pushing. But yes, people didn't know who I was for aesthetics. People knew me as a professional buyer. So I literally had to reinvent myself in this world by going to networking events. I was vendors at so many events. If it was an insurance event, I'm the beauty professional there. If there was any type of vendor opportunity I kind of saw out there that fit, like realtors. I have a big realtor clientele. I wanted to be in front of people that can afford my services. And so
Yeah.
I was very intentional with the networking events that I attended to build the clientele up, because they don't come overnight. They don't just fall out the sky.
No.
But back then too, hashtags on Instagram, that changed the trajectory of my business, and that is free marketing.
Right.
That is still the number one way that people find me today, is on Instagram through hashtags.
So I love that you spoke about events, because and a couple of things too. Your priority and purpose and your motivator was your daughter.
Mhm.
My two nephews, my sister's children. Uh, there's there have been attempts of entrepreneurship in my family, but I really have taken that on my own, because I stepped in as Uncle Dad. And every
Mhm.
day, even though they're in New Jersey, when I get up, when I don't want to get up in the morning, when I get confused, when I get scared, when all the things that happens as an entrepreneur, those boys are the reason why, because I want to leave them with something. But you,
Absolutely.
yeah, but you said um, something about how you stood out. You used your hashtags. Then you started out with lashes, and then you opened your spa. So you got known for lashes. People got to come in for lashes, and then you converted those clients into skincare clients. Is that how that happened?
Yes,
Oh,
that's
also, I
what
love that you said
happened.
that you went to events, because that's how I still do that. I
Yeah.
still put myself in events. And did you find that helpful? Honestly, did you get clients right away from all those events, or was
Not
it
right
visibility?
away.
Right.
No, not right away. I had to do quite a few. I think when our Dallas is big, but it's small. So I think once people start to see, like, man, she is really hustling. Like, she is at all of these events. Let me give her a try. I think that's what happened,
Yeah.
is the fact that people kept seeing me over and over and over again. Just like marketing, you see a commercial 20 times in 2 minutes sometimes, or even on the radio, right? You'll hear a radio ad over and over and over. You're going to eventually say it's Target. You're going to end up going to Target because you've heard the ad over and over again.
Yep.
They kept seeing my face over and over
I
and
think
over again.
that's brilliant. And it's so funny you said that, Lanice, because even with my Instagram right now, in my stories, my content my intention of my content was to always make it like a commercial. So even now I can just restory them as a commercial with hashtags and putting my products in. And I think it's something to the power of repetition. But you went to these events, people got to see you. What it does do, because it builds trust. It builds trust. And it's something you're energetically telling to the universe too, saying to the
Absolutely.
universe by your just getting out there, stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping a little bit out of the comfort zone of how marketing is done, going to an insurance event. Not many people would think to do that as a beauty
hmm
professional. And you're
hmm
telling the universe, hey, listen, this is, I want this. And I want these type of people, and you're putting yourself in front of that. So you started doing that. You built your clientele for lashes and then skin, and then talk a little bit about your transition from skin.
So yeah, from lashes into skin. So naturally, I think we're unpaid therapists, right? And
Yeah,
so people would then ask me or talk to me about their issues that they're struggling with their skin. And so they would say, "Man, can you recommend some products to me? Can you help me clear up my skin? Do you have any recommendations?" And I was like, ugh, let me find out. I would never say no. I would
right.
say, let me find out for you.
Hmm.
And that was one of the things when I went to the first international Congress Show of Aesthetics in New York. My as soon maybe a month into aesthetic school, because I was, mind you, these are my lash clients that I was already doing, and I made it my business to go to all the skincare booths so I can get skincare from these vendors for whatever price it was, and then I was going to bring it back to my clients to try on them when I got back. And so Skin Scripts is a part of my beginnings.
Oh,
Um,
she's great,
so,
Lisa. Great
huh?
lady.
Yes, Lisa
Lisa,
is amazing.
great lady.
So that was what I did. I went to the spa show. I was very intentional going to classes like you and I now teach.
Yep.
And so I could go learn more about the skincare side. So I could be of more value to the already clients that I had. All I did was convert my current clientele into facial clients. I started off, I give them a little 20-minute whatever after their lashes, and
Yeah.
they fell in love with the facial process.
That's a
So,
very smart marketing ploy. People don't realize that. I know for me, it was taking brows. For men, I started with their brows, ear, nose removal, and I would do little touch ups after that to kind of like move them over. Very smart, Lenise.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So talk. So you converted them. Now they're in your chair. You're doing skin. You're getting known for skin. You've opened up your spa. Did you have employees? Were you by yourself? How did that
I
work?
was yeah, I was a solo SD for about let's see, 2015 was when I got my license. I probably didn't start hiring until 2019. So I was solo for what, about 4 years.
Okay.
And once I got into my own suite, because I worked in a suite with my cousin for a little bit. She did lashes as well, and we
Mhm.
shared a little tiny room. Like, she had her bed, I had my bed, and we were in this one little small room. Then we moved into a larger suite situation where I had my a room with a door, and then I decided to go on my own, and that's when I started doing chemical peels. I did a lot with educating our multicultural skin clients about chemical peels, because the bulk of the people that were coming to me had hyperpigmentation,
Yeah.
and I went to a PCA class, PCA skin,
Okay.
and that changed the trajectory of my skincare business like no other. It
How so?
exploded.
What was it about the PCA brand or the philosophy that really uh, had you turn a corner?
The fact that they had appeal for a first time client, and they could and it was for skin of color. I was
Okay.
specifically looking for that. And the fact that a person could get a peel on the first, like off the street, that was unheard of, especially to
Yeah.
us, right? We're like, you cannot get a peel on the first time. Absolutely not.
Right, right,
But
right.
PCA had mastered that, and I want to say they were probably one of the first. There are other companies now that do that and offer something like that, but back then, look, we're veterans in this thing, so like 2015 they were in a league of their own. And I would go live back then and talk about chemical peels, and I got a waiting list of 6 months by chemical
Wow.
peels, by adding that into my business back then.
Oh, I love this. So what I keep hearing is there's a system of operations that you follow, there's a structure that you follow, and I think it's important to keep reiterating this, especially when you as estheticians, because there's so many moving parts as an entrepreneur, especially when you're solo, and then there's so many moving parts in terms of the skin. Uh, in ways different ways that we can do this business. And what I keep hearing with you is you focused on one thing at a time. You did your lashes first, built that clientele up, right?
Yep.
You got introduced to skin, you played around with it, but once you found that one thing that kind of illuminated your spirit, which was peels, you focused on that, talked about that, and then you built that clientele up. I think that's really, really important because a lot of us, and I know I did for sure, I got so excited about doing this thing, and especially around men, I wanted to do all these things. But I think it is about uh, sort of picking the thing that makes you stand out. And you became great at it. And then you
Hmm.
moved on to the next thing. And your
Yep.
next thing, tell me, do skin tags come after the awards or before the award winning?
Skin tags came after COVID. So I think I may had one award prior to. And then after COVID, I started skin tags was my first class that I took because I'm always taking educational courses. So
Hmm.
Estes, that is something that helps you stand out too. Having your credentials, constantly investing in your education in this industry is huge. It builds trust. But
I
anyway,
think we're the one of the few industries. I think we're one of the few career paths that do that and know that we need to do that. We're constantly, constantly learning, or else if we do not, our business will suffer. Talk to me
absolutely.
about this award. How did that come to be?
So, because the power of social media, Candace Holyfield had invited me to Atlanta to the Black Spot Awards. And she
Mm,
said, "Hey, I have been following you on Instagram for quite some time. You show up every day, you're educating the people. I want to give you Best Esthetician Award." And I was like, "What? Are you serious?" This lady in Atlanta, I don't know. I, I'm like, she sees me and I'm in Dallas, Texas. How in the world is this? So of course I booked a flight and got there, and I was awarded Best Esthetician at the Black Spot Awards in 2020. And I was like, oh my gosh, the fact that she has a platform to highlight us,
yeah.
like no one has award shows for spa professionals. Let's start there.
No.
There are shows we go to, we pay our money to go to the shows, but where is the acknowledgement, you know?
Well,
And
it's the shows that we go to benefit them. Like, let's keep it real. Even the
yeah,
fact that me and you, we do educational classes, right? It's more for
mhm,
the benefit of the show. We are sort of like their add-on for them. And so to have
absolutely.
someone to sort of honor you and respect you and to see you, and especially someone that looks like you, woman, Black
Absolutely.
woman. Let's talk about that for a minute, because I know that you and Candace has a special relationship, and I know that she's a big part of your growing success. Talk a little
Yes.
bit, especially up here, about the relationship. Is it a mentorship relationship? Is it just two colleagues sharing information? And how did that help? How did that kind of just help you in your current business state now?
Absolutely. So, yes, after I met Candace at the Spa Awards, I was stagnant in my business actually when I met her. And I was stuck at 20K a month. I just couldn't get past that number for whatever reason, whatever. I was getting, I'm thinking I'm getting there, but I just couldn't cross that. And that's when I started like, I need a mentor. And so when she called me, I was like, oh my gosh, when I read her, resume and started looking her up, I was like, this is who I need in my life. I really need to hire her. And so I did. I think back then maybe the investment was $700 or something like that. And
Mm.
I spent the day with her. I flew to New Orleans to have a whole day. She will laugh and tell this story very differently than me. But she was at an event and I didn't know it. So I was like, oh my gosh. So she said she had to pay for me to come to this event because I was so adamant about the date that we set. But anyway, fast forward, I end up hiring her to be my mentor. And we
Mhm.
had an 8 hour power day, literally from start to finish, learning what is my average price per customer, what finding holes or new ways to introduce different things. Talked about hiring because I was hiring, but I wasn't asking the right questions and things like that. I mean, it got really deep to where it was emotional too.
Yeah,
To
of
like,
course.
dang, I could be doing so much more. I should be doing much more. And
People
she just
don't.
helped me find those things in my business. And within 30 days, I had increased revenue by 10K just by working with her.
Wow. Well, that's also your own diligence to do the work that was put in front of you. Let's talk about something you just said, the emotional piece, what people don't realize. I actually have mentors in this industry too. Candace is actually one of them. She became one of them after recently running to her at the show, and she pulled me to the side and she said, "You did really great out there, but there's some things I want to point out." And I look for it. I yearn for it because I too had hit a financial ceiling that I couldn't pass. And
Hmm.
it's and what I understood about that was there was a mental blockage here, right? There's a willful blindness to who we are, right? And our own understanding and our understanding of success and money, right? And
Hmm.
you said it, like even her sitting with you, starting to uncover some things and shift some things around, had you, if I'm correct, did it have you looking at not just the business itself, but your thought processes and your perceptions around things? Because that's what it really starts to unlock, right? That's what
Hmm.
mentorship really unlocks. It's not just, oh, yeah, I'm going to get you to this money. It's like, how are you thinking about business? How are you thinking about money? How are you thinking about um, how even the questions you ask shows the relationships that you may have or not have with the idea of the business, the money, the products, the client, right?
Hmm.
It's a
Hmm.
very emotional piece. So within 30 days, you saw
Within
a
30
change.
days. It was unreal. I was so emotional when that happened because I'm like, I cannot believe it. But you have to implement what you learn. I feel like people get mentors and pay for coaching and things like that, but they don't implement. The
Mm,
power, what she also told me was success loves speed. So it's if you're doing something and you're successful at it, you got to do it again immediately. You got to keep doing it and coming back to back to back with things so people can see your sense of urgency in your business, that you taking your business seriously, and that creates a want for people want to gravitate toward you because they
interesting.
see that. Yeah.
Interesting. That's a beautiful philosophy. Success loves speed. And it's back to this energetic sort of like energy that you're putting out in the universe is responding to that energy. So you're
Right.
very it's about being proactive and efficient and
Yes.
moving
Yes.
efficiently. I love that you brought that up. I really do. Um, so is mentorship something that you're doing now? Well, actually, no, I know that you're doing it now, right?
Yes.
How is that
Yes.
looking to be able to take what you're learning to sort of implement them, implement those things that you've learned, and then pass that on to someone else? And I'd like to know a little bit how you walk with your mentees. Is it the same
Um,
way or different?
so currently, I'm only doing my apprenticeship right now,
Okay.
which
What does that look like?
yes, so mentorship takes a lot of time and energy. So I'm actually reestablishing my mentorship right now to relaunch for 2025 because though my mentorship is very hands-on and they get anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks with me, that's a lot. So I'm about to reorganize it to be a group mentorship. So y'all can keep a lookout for that. But so I'm restructuring it. But for this year, I had introduced an apprenticeship, which same you get to learn everything from me here at Lace by Ladnice. And at the end is you get to work with me or you go blossom and do your own thing. And so, gratefully, the two apprentices that I had decided to stay here and work because I had to reorganize. So, in a sense, I am their mentor. Like I taught them everything, how to run a business. They see the day to day. They from organization, ordering, inventory, the all the techniques and facials and all of that stuff. But the greatest value that I feel like is the mentorship is that's what you get and you didn't have to pay me for it, right?
Yeah.
It was free. And
Mhm.
that is priceless to have somebody in the experience right now today. You get to see a successful business run their business on a day to day, and though the perk is they added value to me.
Of course, yeah.
They added value and organization and things that I didn't know I needed. And it's been amazing.
Giving it
So,
away to keep it. I always say, I've heard that in some of the spiritual groups that I'm in. It's called giving it away to keep it. We give what we've been so freely given so that we can keep it, because what it does is it brings more back accountability to us, and it helps us look at some things to sort of so that we can continue to walk them through the process. I love that. I love that you understand that, and people, and I want to speak to you about something you just said. For them to see a successful business of today, we are in a time where estheticians, we've blown up over since COVID. There's so many estheticians that are coming out, that are out now, that are online. Um, but it's very few that has a successful business. You have an actual structural business that's not just you sitting in the room. It's not just you with employees. You have other things online, digital marketing and digital collateral.
mhm.
Talk to me about, with that being said, some of the things that you've noticed since we've all been online and since we've all blown up. Is there any challenges that you may want to point out, or things that you may see that you may want to go, I would do that differently, or I would want to advise or suggest something differently, or maybe not, or something you really truly love, or both?
I will say it. I will be real transparent with you,
Please,
Jay.
please, please. Because
I
here's the thing, I just want to be very, it's not about knocking anyone. I'm doing this because I'm always learning, and I want other estheticians to see this, and I want them to learn from people who are solid in this industry, whether trends come in and out.
mhm.
Coming from someone like you, I do. I want you to be as transparent as possible, please.
Yes. A lot of these newer estheticians are cheapening our industry. They are making us work so much harder to create a luxury experience and run a luxury brand because they are offering services for pennies. And the consumer doesn't really know the difference because if they haven't been exposed, right, to the to how a spa is. You're saying you run a spa or you have a spa, but you're using and posting things from a beauty supply house that you're using on their face. Like, what? So, yes, they're making our value go down just trying to get a dollar versus keeping an esthetician. When I grew up, is an upper echelon. Like,
Yeah.
you want I mean, you look the part. You're nice and posh and trim. You see girls with bonnets on and doing their clients, or they don't. I mean, if you don't like to wear scrubs, at least dress nice or have be look put together or something. It's just dimming down what we actually do. People come to us to feel beautiful, and you're not even being presentable or beautiful as well. Like, I don't get it. Then
Well,
you want to use cheap products on someone, and now somebody that actually invested in, say, a quality skincare line, and their price point is $150 for a facial, and you doing a facial for 20 and 30 and $40.
20, 30, 40. Where these girls at? I'm
I see it
sorry,
on
no.
Instagram. They doing lashes for $60. I mean, it's
No, so
sickening.
okay, I gotta stop for a second because you obviously. So let me. I'm gonna jump on that for a second. But the flip side of that, I see, and this is my opinion of the really pretty girls who are now just using their pretty good looks and pretty lighting, but the substance of the experience is not a luxury specialty experience. So we got the other side of
That's
that too.
true.
You know, you
That
get all
is
these pretty
true.
girls, they got the pretty Instagram, and
That
people
was
are
my
going,
number two. That was my
okay,
number two.
okay, because we gotta sandwich that. But I
Yes.
need to talk to you about these $30 and $40 facials. I wish somebody would come in. I'll tell you a story real quick. I had a dude that just came who said I wanted to come and try one of your facials. I said I normally don't do things at home, but I'm still trying to build my male clientele, and I understand that all men, it's just different. And I'm learning how to meet different men where they're at. So I gave him a really discounted price. I'm browsing a facial. I'll keep it real. I said, I'll give it to you for $120 because I know I'm good and I know you'll pay the price. He comes here. I said, you're not getting extractions. You're not getting a full facial. That's what I do in my studio. Well, I gave him what I call a gentleman's facial, no extractions, beautiful massage, beautiful products,
Hmm.
brows on top, on point. I checked in with him a week after. He said, well, I don't really I could have washed my own face. I didn't get extractions, and didn't get a mask. And I said, sir, I already explained to you for a price of 120, you were not going to get extractions. And I said, I actually did give a mask, but you're used to a clay mask or a black mask. I actually gave you an algae mask that I rubbed into your face along with the top of your décolleté area to give you more of a luxurious treatment. And he just was like, oh, okay. And he kind of like flew off. So this is a client who didn't really know what a real luxury experience felt like and wanted to give me nothing for it, right? And then
Hmm.
have these
Hmm.
expectations. But we have estheticians who sort of support that. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, they do. They rather get a quick dollar for a facial, and then they have no knowledge. Like how we said we're doing continuing education and going on, they're not doing any of that. They're just jumping into aesthetics to look cute, like you said, to get the space, and they have zero clients. They have no clients because
Mm-hmm.
they're not educating themselves. Number one, they're not taking it serious. They're not investing in a proper skincare line, because at least the skincare line has education, right?
Do
When
they
you
even
purchase,
understand the structure of skin, how skin functions and works in relation to ingredients and environment? And no.
they don't even know what salicylic acid is. I think that's a ingredient 101. And I'm saying this with a straight face. Like, they can't even tell you what it
I know you
is.
are. I love how you just got like,
Cause it's so frustrating
yeah.
that yes, the pretty girls with the pretty spas, and you go to their spa and get a facial, and they're just oh, this is the other thing. They
Come on.
say they don't even do massage. When they come to me, they're shocked that they get a shoulder, neck, and hand massage with their treatment. They're
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I went over here and they didn't even massage my shoulders and
They didn't even
hands.
put their hands on their faces because most of these girls are using all these machines and cold globes and all the cool stuff they see on
Yeah, I
TikTok.
said,
Yeah.
what are they learning in school? Because I know in my school they taught me that.
Well, you know that they've dumbed us down a little bit because we became so essential. So they went down to like
Mm.
about 300 hours. And you know what? I didn't realize this because I was already doing beauty work by the time I got into skincare school. So I already knew
Oh,
about
okay.
extractions. You know that school don't even teach extractions, right?
What?
Did
So
your
I
school
guess
do
I
it?
went to a good school.
Yeah, you did. Because
My school was very small, though. I didn't go to a big name school. I went to a privately owned school, and it was probably like three of us in the class, but my instructor was amazing.
yeah, my instructor told us that he was it was we had two instructors, a female and the male was a massage therapist. And he
Hmm.
taught me massage on the whole body in a
Hmm.
way I can give it on the facial. And I've always kind of contoured that. Extractions I didn't learn until after I got out, but I was kind of like playing around with it here and there. But yeah, these schools now, I don't know what they're teaching. And you know what? It'd be great to kind of sit with an instructor. I think that's my next interview, to sit with an instructor to actually know what's
Hmm.
going on in these schools.
That
Because
would be good.
yeah, because I'm not seeing. Like you said, I listen. I need Instagram. We have it. We have TikTok, but I look on it
Oh,
and
that's another thing.
come
You
on.
just said TikTok and struck a nerve for me. People go to TikTok and think that is the end all be all. Like that's their dictionary. TikTok is the dictionary now. Like you go to TikTok and think this is because it's on TikTok. This is true. It's
It's
becoming
it's crazy. Have you had clients come to you from TikTok
a few. I'm
and
newer. I'm
tell me,
newer.
are they still your clients?
So it's different. It was skin tags that they came for. So
Okay,
skin tags is not a they come there two times and then they're pretty much done. Or
gotcha,
it was been while I was on tour. So other people in different states have booked me when I was on my skin tag tour.
gotcha.
So
Okay.
but today, how long I've been on TikTok, no. I don't think they like me over there. I'm
No, no,
not a
I don't even think it's that. I think you're fabulous. I don't even want to hear you say that. I
thank
just love you.
you. I think it's just new. It's just new for me. Like,
I think it's same here. What I understand about TikTok is it's sort of this trendy place, like
yeah.
a trendy place, and people come when I've gotten TikTok, people come to me and say, I saw you on TikTok. They want to try me out because it's a cool thing to try out. Like they're trying out the coolest place to go to or the coolest sandwich to go to, and then they never come back.
Um,
It's more about, oh, hey, this is cool. I'm doing this because I saw you on TikTok. Bye. I can, you can
they're
turn,
not loyal.
they're not loyal clients because it feels like a trendy filtration system, you know, that, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure I'm not going to say that that works like that for everybody because I'm sure other people, other estheticians are different. There are probably
Right.
some estheticians who built their whole business on it and doing very well.
Right.
Um, so there's no disrespect there, but I've always found that those are the clients. I think Instagram is a better place for me
Me
in terms
too.
of
TikTok,
education.
TikTok cool, but Instagram is my jam.
For
That is
education.
my bread and butter.
Yeah, it's education, and I think it respects the educator very, very differently. Talk to me
It
about
does.
skin tags because I have some, and I actually had them removed. How are you removing them? What are you using? Talk to me a little bit about how that started and how that is a big part of your business.
Yes. So 2020, obviously, we were stuck inside, and I was like, I need something to stand out again. Like, I've been in the house, right? Like, we've been locked up, and I learned that so many more estheticians had time because they were offering class like esthetician school online. And I wanted to again bring out something to make me stand out again. And so I took the skin tech training with Bianca Edwards
Yes,
with Beauty EQ. And she then, I guess, so I did so well with it. She asked me to be her Dallas regional trainer. But anyway, so I was looking for something. So let's rewind. So, y'all know I was known for chemical peels, clearing
mm,
people's skin up, but people still had these moles, is what people call them, on their face. They're like, my skin is clear, but I still want these moles gone. Like, niece, can you do something
mhm.
about that? And I couldn't. And me, I'm always, let me find the solution for you. Because I am used to my clients, me growing with my already current clients. because that's
Mhm.
been my model. I started off with lash clients. My lash clients grew to my facial clients, and then I gained a new find of people with chemical peels. So what can I do to keep them coming back too? So I found Bianca randomly in Atlanta. I was at an event that Candace had, and Bianca was there. And we were actually getting on the elevator to leave the event, and I was about to fly back home to Dallas. And Candace introduced me to Bianca and said she does skin tags. I said, wait, what? Because I had been looking for someone of color to teach me,
Right.
just because I have a large people of color clientele.
Mhm.
So um, she said she did skin tags. I said, oh my gosh, can you teach me? Can you teach me like now? And she was like, wait, like now? Like you want to learn that? I was like, yeah. Like if you down to teach me, girl, I'm gonna pay you what you charge and I will take your class and I want to learn and take this back to Dallas. And that was all she wrote. Bianca too, the hustle mentality.
Oh, love Bianca.
So sorry.
1 second.
Someone had called me.
Okay.
Can you hear me now? Am I good?
And okay, we're good. Let's go.
Okay. So anyway, she taught me on the fly, literally put together a class. It was me plus four other estheticians, and we learned her skill. And once I brought it to Dallas, it was so a lot of people booked. It was something that is popular in the Black community,
For
and
sure.
really skin of color, and it was amazing. And now,
It's our
fast forward
sunspots.
to this year, um, I don't know how my video went viral. I had never had a video go viral. All of my clientele have been, all of my followers have been organic growing, and I had one of my skin tag before and afters go viral, and so many people was like, can you come to my city, can you come to my city, can you come to my city? And I created a tour, and I went to 10 cities in 6 months with skin tags because so many people have them and didn't know that there was a solution. And so this is why our education is very important with using our platforms to let people know what we do, how we do it, and what it can do for them.
I love that. I love this. I did not know that that's how you started your tours. I knew that everywhere I went, there you were. That's what I love.
Yes,
Everywhere I went, and we were always sometimes the only two black educators, as well
absolutely.
as I don't have a stand, but I was either in the room, and then I would always see Bianca, and she goes, Lanisa's back there. I said, what? I said, and
Yeah.
I love that, and this is because you took there was a void in the need, right?
Yes.
Yes, skin
Mhm.
tags is something that people of color face. It's what we call our sunspots, freckles. They can turn into like protruding moles onto the skin, and it's
Mhm.
something, at least in LA, California, that only dermatologists can remove. Right,
Absolutely.
right.
Mhm.
So how
Mhm.
are you removing them now? Because I would love to hear a little bit more about.
I have a machine that I
Okay.
received when I took Bianca's training. It was included in the training,
Hmm.
and it is. We're actually vaporizing the skin, and it actually falls off over the course of 4 to 7 days after we treat it. So I'm treating them. I'm not technically removing it right away because it falls off on its own in the course of a week's time,
So
and
no
they come back.
laser, is it the downtime? Is it any pain? Do they have to worry about pigmentation? Like, is there any after product? Once that has fallen off.
So we do numb the client first because it is uncomfortable if you're not numb for sure. Because it's direct high frequency is the type of machine it is. So imagine high frequency. If you're an esthetician, you know what high frequency is, and we use it with the glass electrode. But we're actually taking that high frequency where we're directly putting it on the skin to treat the skin tags and DPN, and it falls off over the course of time. And could hyperpigmentation happen? Yes, but when we're properly treating it, no. But everyone is different. So I have something called the skin tag prevention kit that I've created for my clients, and for them to use sunscreen is huge because
Yeah,
that's going to keep them from coming back, because all it is an accumulation of melanin. So using melanin inhibiting products is going to keep them away.
I love this. Oh, brava. I want to say, so I had went to an event. Did an event lab for one of these Emmy Oscar things, and there was a gentleman
Ooh,
next to me. Well, it's part of the hustle, you know.
okay.
I was doing eyebrows for everybody that walked through there, so I can give out my card. But there was a gentleman that had that. It was like a wand, a zap wand. Okay,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
so I'm like, okay, fine, hit me, because he wanted to sell it, wanted me to do the things, the treatments in my room, and I was like, I don't know if I can do that here because it's basically like a small laser, and
Uh-huh.
he zapped me right at the booth, and thank God I knew what I was doing in terms of skincare to keep that pigmentation from happening. And I said to him, "Are you selling this to estheticians?" I said, "What?" Well, when he did it, I said, "Do you have an aftercare product for me to use just to see?" He,
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Are you selling this to estheticians?" And he go, "Well, this is a good tool for them." I said, "Please don't sell this to estheticians without having the proper product." And I said, "It's such a very harsh treatment to do on certain
Mm-hmm.
skin tags. You have to beware." I mean, he really tried to get me to buy that thing. So I never heard. I always thought, and I've seen doctors remove skin
Mm-hmm.
tags. They either freeze it off or sometimes
Right.
they have to cauterize it off. So to hear
Right.
somebody use vapor is interesting. And I won't ask you all your tricks of the trade. I'll have you tell people where they can find you so
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they can know a little
absolutely.
bit more about it. Tell me a little bit how you're received in these shows with skin tags, because a lot of shows that we go to, I don't know about you, but I find very few people who work with a lot of people of color in an abundant way. How are you received in terms of receiving new business alliances, clients? Um, how's that helping your business? How are the trade shows helping your business? Let's talk about that
The
too.
trade shows have been excellent. I'm so grateful for the ride that Danny and Anastasia, they hit me up, and I guess they saw that what I was doing on social media, and it's kind of been history. Like the first show they had was in Dallas.
Mhm.
And so that was a very easy yes for me because it was right here in my city. But the my name of my class is how to make $300 an hour in our industry. And so, of course, people are like, well, what's she doing to make $300 an hour? Because typically our average price point, is $150 to $200.
Mhm.
So, with skin tags, you're literally working 30 minutes of the hour. You know what I'm saying? And you can charge that amount of money or
Right.
more. That's just the standard, right? Like I charge 4 to 4.50 an hour
Right.
for my service. But it's been truly a blessing to be able to use this platform. Matter of fact, I increased my price when I went on tour from the show. I was able to increase my price
Mhm.
because now I'm named as the actual expert in skin tags. Um, and it has been amazing. So what we did, the Philly show, I did Dallas, Philly, and Miami. I didn't do the California show. I think they
Yeah.
had
No, I
enough
didn't see you at
people.
the California show. It
Yeah,
was I saw you in Philly. I
yeah.
saw you. I wasn't in Dallas. I saw you in Miami.
Miami, yes.
I saw you in
So
Miami.
it also has helped because I get a booth, and so I'm able to also talk to people about the other services that I offer. And then I have these cute
Right.
skin goals shirts that people love to buy. And I have another Blessed Booked and Busy shirt, just like manifesting that for other spa
I've
owners
seen
and
that shirt. I
professionals
want one of
too.
those shirts. I love
I'll
that
send
shirt.
you one. I'll
Yeah,
send
I
you
love that. I
one.
love that. Let's talk about the merch part of as aesthetics. I think that has sort of evolved. Like it used to be, we just sell products and,
Right.
as well as our services, but because of Instagram and TikTok and all the online, the world of that,
Yeah.
um, merch is very important. And I see a lot of estheticians. One of my buddies, Jeff Mendoza, he actually has some really cool merch. Um, Talk to me about that. Has that been helpful as well too, or just having that? How's that helped boost your business as well?
Definitely has helped. Having products alone, I feel like as estheticians, we have the opportunity to six figure two things off top, and that's your services as well as your products. And
Mhm.
so when you become trusted, you can roll out more things. And it's really simply seeing what the people are asking of you and from you. Or like I saw, I was like, well, since I'm speaking to other estheticians, right? And they're seeing me as an industry leader and seeking me for mentorship and business coaching. Why not create an inspirational t-shirt and hoodie so people can evolve in that way.
It's a
And so I have the blessed, booked, and busy one, and that's probably my best seller because people like, yes, I want to be blessed, I want to be booked, I want to be busy. That's what I always would say, and I was like, I'm gonna put that on a shirt. It sound good. And when I
yeah.
would say it to people, they're like, "Oh yes, that is all what I want." And then skin
Well,
goals, of course, because skin goals, when your skin tags are off, you definitely are skin goals. When your skin has cleared up from whatever you had going on, you are hashtag skin goals. So it's simply just seeing the need and the inspiration that people are needing in our industry, and you just kind of pay attention to stuff. I pay attention to stuff like that. I pay attention to behaviors, patterns, and see what I can bring to the marketplace.
well, we have to in this industry. People don't realize that,
Mhm.
yes, we are using the skill set of skincare and treatments, but really it is the love for people and respect for people that we have. You can't do this work and not
Absolutely.
have it. You can't do this work and not have it and be successful. I'm looking at you, I'm smiling because you every time you smile, the whole screen lights up, right? Like
Oh,
every time you smile, but it's not just because you have a pretty smile, it's because you're talking about the things that you love. And I love that you have blessed, booked, and busy. And this is the first time I've ever asked this question to a guest, but something made me want to ask you this because it's very important to me. How much does
okay.
how much does
Oh,
faith play faith? We got about 9 minutes. How much
okay.
does faith play a part in
Let me
your
show you. Can I show you how big is faith?
yeah, please.
It's
Yeah,
tatted on my wrist.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's on me.
It's the because if you want ebbs and flow of this business, see what I respect about what we do is aesthetics has given single moms, black moms, men like myself who didn't finish college, they've given us an opportunity to create a business, and the ebbs and flow in which you spoke about earlier and all the things that we have to endure to sort of create this business, because let's keep
Mhm.
it real, at the beginning we weren't respected, you know.
No.
We just looked at, oh, you're pretty, you do like a makeup artist, it's very fluff, but to grow it to where you have grown it to, it takes a lot of
Faith.
faith, faith, hard work, perseverance, and belief in yourself. Not faith in yourself, but there's faith in something bigger. And as you were speaking, when I see, I can see, you can see it on you.
Oh,
You
that
know,
means a
you,
lot to me.
well,
Now, that means the most to me over anything else. So
you can see it
thank
on
you
you,
for
Lenny.
sharing that. Thank
No,
you so
you're a
much.
beautiful girl. I mean, you're a beautiful spirit. You're nice and you're professional. And I think that's a given. I think the more I do these interviews and why I'm doing them with people that I really admire and respect is because I want to get to know them too, as well as the other people in the industry. And as I was sitting here getting to know you a little bit more in depth, I just saw it. And
Oh my
I have
gosh.
to see it. And I think this is what's needed here. We're
It
in an
is.
industry that provides therapeutic touch and connection.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you could ever be successful with all the other things that you've put into it without having that true heart space and spiritual space for yourself and other human beings.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more. I feel like that is one of the biggest things because it's energy that we're receiving from everyone that we come in contact with. And so if that energy is off, the person probably not going to come back to you either.
Yeah.
If they see that you're just doing it for the gram, or they see that you're not that passion isn't exuding through what you're doing, you are not able to connect. And that is not going to build trust. And they're going to go look for that connection with someone
Hmm.
else.
Hmm.
And that's what people need. And I recommend this to any esthetician or new aspire esthetician that is watching this. You definitely have to be passionate about this in order to be successful, I feel like, because your business is going to suffer from that. Is this is just a business just to be doing. It's not. You can't be like that.
It's a
And you also like this season, this climate, election year, people have been very safe. We have not been blessed, booked, and busy as much. I
no
can transparently tell you that.
thing.
And I have a team that needs to eat.
Yeah,
And but I still show up here every day if I have 10 clients in a day or two.
yeah.
My energy is still great. I'm still going to have this smile on my face and I'm still going to go above and beyond. And that's what I think people do not have. They do not have that peace. They want that instant, and
Gratification.
if something doesn't go well, they're going to fall off and they're going to go by the wayside and they're going to give up. And that's how you know they weren't doing it for real. They were
Yeah, or
doing
they
it
want
just.
they want the accolades of out online. They want the endorsements and they want the notoriety and popularity. And you said something different. Like the climate has changed,
Mm-hmm.
and but this is where people like ourselves in our profession really can do some real service to other people because people are looking for places where they can feel relaxed, where they can feel loved,
Yes.
feel nurtured. And if you
This
don't
is
have a
good for us.
this
This
is great
climate
for us.
is actually
Do you
great.
understand that when things and stock markets crash and the world goes crazy, that the beauty business kind of stays afloat because people are always looking to look good and feel good. And it's
Feel
up
good.
to us as non hairdressers, because we're not hairdressers, we're touching face and touching skin. If you don't have a respect for people, if you don't really, because that your respect for your client, your respect for the person and the individual you're wanting to understand them will make you do the extra work, will make
Right.
you go out and get those classes and get the great products to really provide a great experience in that space to really build. And then and what you're doing is inherently building your business just for the love of what you're doing. And that's what I see that in you. I see that in you and most of the
Thank
people that I've been able
you.
to talk to here. And I want to say something to you again, and I'm going to let you tell everybody about all the great things you got going on and where they can find you.
Okay.
Is the more that I do this now, this conversations, I think now you have just in this conversation helped me to see where I want to take these conversations to. It's less about
Wow.
trying to be cool and popular, like who is actually doing the significant work in this industry and really wanting to give back, especially in a time where it's needed. We don't know what's going to happen in the next few years, but we know that
Mhm.
what we can provide can be of some nurturing and some help. So thank you,
You're
Lanice.
welcome. Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh. Don't make, I'm a crybaby, so I'm gonna try to keep
Go
my
ahead and
eyes clear.
cry.
I'm gonna try to keep it clear because
Oh,
you
I
are
I'm
really, I appreciate
absolutely
the words. No,
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 I'm
seriously.
just in awe of you today, and I'm glad. And, I did a little prayer before. I would do a prayer before this and ask God to use me and to speak through me on this. You know, because I'm an
Amen.
entrepreneur and this is a new venture, and of course, I wanted to be successful, but I wanted to be successful from a heart space, not just from a financial space. I'll let that happen on its own. So I got to be regulated, and I
Absolutely.
got to pray. This has
Right.
so I got it today with you, and I got a beautiful conversation with you today. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing now, what you got coming up, and where everybody can find you?
Oh, absolutely. So, what I'm doing now, of course, I'm still running Lace by Lanice Spa and Boutique every single day. I have a beautiful team of myself and four other estheticians that specialize in corrective skincare as well. I have a facial specialist. I have someone that's a speed waxer. I have an electrologist. And I have someone else that does waxing lashes, teeth whitening. So super, super grateful for my team. And then I'm currently getting ready to go to Philadelphia to do more skin tags in next week. No, actually, no, Thanksgiving week on Black Friday. I will be in Philly doing clients there. And then last but not least, you can follow me at Laced by Lanice Spa, as well as I'm super active there. So you can slide in my DM and ask me questions, or you can call me because I'm super personable and I would love to talk to anybody interested in learning skin tags or need a business coach, because that's where I'm pretty much kind of taking my direction more so, and then offering a group training session like I was telling you about. But my number is 214-926-2012. And you can also join my website, subscribe, because I'm super active on my emails as well. So would love for you to join my email list as well, and follow me on Instagram.
Thank you, honey. Also, leave us with some gems of, we talked about the challenges that we saw. What are some of the
Mhm.
opportunities that you feel in this industry that can that's needed, or that you want to bestow on people watching?
I definitely
Professional.
want to say, so one gym that's not into that, but I need people to, if you decide to start this industry, own it. Be professional. Have a professional business, run a real spa business, be bankable, be in demand, and be able to walk into the bank and ask for the money that you need for your business so you don't get lost in the shuffle and have to close your doors. This is things that can still possibly happen when you do it, but when you're set up right from the very beginning, you have a higher chance of having longevity in this industry. And including having longevity, you got to have the knowledge and the education. Take continuing education classes, become passionate about what you're doing, and find your niche. Whatever that one thing is, get good at it and then add on something else. Yes, we can do all the things as licensed estheticians, but if you jumble it all up, you're going to get lost. Stand out in one thing, then expand.
I appreciate
That's
that.
all
Thank
I got.
you. No, that's all that's needed. And I'm going to end here. Thank you, Lanice.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate you being on today. You are just a light. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you do. And I know I'll see you sometime next year at one
Right.
of our
We'll be at a
travels
show
together.
together.
And I am definitely going to make it to one of Candace's events next year. It'll be my first time. So we'll continue to see each other. The beautiful thing about this industry is that we get to bump into each other. And you know, it's a
It's
sense of
small.
community.
The
It's
industry is
small.
big, but it's small.
It's very small. So I want to thank you again. And
Thank you for having me. I'm
of,
honored.
of course, I'm honored. I'm honored. Like I'm reeling today. You really were helpful, and just in my own path, in my own career path. So thank you, my darling. And
Thank you.
we'll talk. You know, we'll see Lanice on Lace by Lanice on Instagram. And thank you all for joining us today on Conversations with Lachelle. So bye
Bye.
bye now. Okay.